So we're at the beautiful Everglades National Park. Actually, wait. That's better. We're at the beautiful Everglades National Park, camping above some sharks, battling the wind, and of course, taking in some beautiful sunsets and sunrises. Should be a great video. Well, we are off. And no, I do look a little better than I did in the last shot. I didn't get caught in a rainstorm. I didn't fall into the water. I did something worse. I dropped my keys off at the boat ramp and had to spend about 5 minutes just fishing them out of the murky bottom. Luckily, got extremely lucky and found the keys, so the adventure is back on. We're not gonna let that stop us. Oh, man. And today we're heading out to Shark Point Chickee in Everglades National Park. It's a little wooden platform just sitting kind of a few, maybe half a mile offshore. So it should be a really cool spot to camp and spend the night, but guess just gotta get there. It's about an 8-mile paddle, so it's gonna be a lot. The water is super shallow right now. I thought it would be a lot deeper, but I'm already touching bottom right there. Heard this can get really tough to paddle at low tide, and I smartly did not check the tide. Whew. The wind is also just gnarly today. I think the gusts are up to like 20 miles per hour with, you know, just a consistent 9 or 10 mile an hour wind. So it's gonna be a battle of an 8 miles. So the Chickee is dead that direction. There's an option to hug the shoreline to our left or just go straight ahead. I think we're gonna go ahead with the straight ahead route. Got here kind of late, and with the key debacle, not a lot of time. Great news, the sun is out, the wind has died down. Enough that I'm not paddling through intense chop. But man, it's so much prettier out here when the sun's out. When I first came out, everything was just gray and the water was like a green gray. And I was like, why am I about to paddle 10 miles here? Whew. That was a surprise. I was just paddling. Of course, like 2 seconds after I just finished filming like the side of the kayak, a shark basically popped out of the water and scared me. So that was pretty exciting. We are finally about halfway. This paddle is definitely kicking my butt. The seaweed, plus this wind has just been brutal. As you can tell, I'm just still. If I even stopped to record for a little bit, my kayak had just pushed back so far, so probably not gonna be recording much more. I'm just gonna try to power through and get to the campsite. All right, roughly 6 miles in, 2 miles to go. Butt cheeks are still extremely numb. I can start to see the blue of the porta potty, but still probably have an hour left paddling, sadly. There's just not a lot out here to look at, so it feels like you're just on an endless treadmill. There she is. We're so close. Every paddle is a new nightmare at this point though. My arms are just fried from dealing with these wind and waves. But a pub sub awaits for me. I've never been so excited to see a porta potty. I've been staring at that for the past like 2 hours. It's just been brutal, man. But now there's a little floating dock that you pull up to, you can pull your kayak onto and then unload. So gonna go do that. Water I'd taken on. My sleeping pad's gonna be soaked. Hopefully we can dry that out. But yeah, now to get this stuff up here and then go from there. I'm lucky I'm tall, so I can just put all the stuff up there. Otherwise be very painful to go up and down that ladder after that battle. Yeah, before I get set up, let's get a tour of the spot. This is where I'll be setting up camp. Looks like someone tried to light a fire there and there. Not sure who's lighting a fire on a wooden platform, but all right. This is that lovely porta potty. I love this porta potty. This was the only thing keeping me sane during that 8-mile paddle. And then over here, so we got a beautiful sunset. It's about to start. So this is probably going to be where I set up my chair and read. Holy cow. I'm so glad to be here, and that is an absolute understatement. So right behind me, right there, is actually like a national mosquito preserve. So if you ever decide to come out here, make sure to bring bug spray, because in the summers, especially when it's a little more warm, there's not as much wind, it can get insane up here. I've seen some crazy videos of just people getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So make sure to bring your bug spray. Gotten quite creative with my tent. Managed to tie off the rain fly to this pole, tie off the rain fly to my water bottle, using my dry bag to help open up my rain fly, and then tied that into the rain fly to the pole too. She's holding up pretty good. Good enough for one night. After a brutal day, there's nothing better than taking in a sunset, so I'm absolutely beat. I'm excited to make second dinner. Enjoy this lull in the wind. It's supposed to only be like 5 miles per hour tonight, and then of course pick back up tomorrow. But for now, just gonna take this in. I already saw some dolphins. It's just incredible out here. So I've lived in Florida my entire life, and I've never heard atypical for any body of water be this quiet. I don't hear a single boat, a single plane. I literally just hear the movement of the water, and it's pretty surreal because usually there's always the humming of a boat noise somewhere or a plane above, but the only thing I hear are the crickets on the mainland and the movement of the water below me. So it's truly just wild to be out here. That wind is making it feel quite cold. So, time to get the handy dandy camp stove and get some hot chocolate going. I came prepared this time because sadly you can't have fires out here. I mean, not sadly, but understandably you can't have fires out here because, as you saw earlier, it burns the wood. So the best way to keep warm is hot chocolate, and that is a scientific fact. We are starting to get boiling water. No idea if this hot chocolate is the correct dosage. We'll have to make it work. If not, I don't think there's too much, or there's such thing as too much hot chocolate powder. I wish I could have milk, but I was very lazy and didn't want to bring a cooler. And looking back, if I had brought a cooler, this would have been a truly suicidal kayaking trip, because I would have flipped and also taken like 3 hours longer to get here. I keep hearing some pretty loud splashing noises down here. I'm wondering if it's those sharks some of the reviewers had mentioned before. They definitely sound louder than the fish. I'm trying to start it again. I don't see anything in the water though, so I'm not sure what it could be. And oh man, it's so dark out here. So I am absolutely beat. It's been a long day. It's a hard paddle, a long drive earlier, so probably gonna lay down, read for a bit, and then pass out. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. Survived the night. It's about 6 a.m. right now. The wind has picked up quite a bit, if you can't tell from the tent, but the wind's making it very cold out, so I'm probably gonna sit in the tent till the sun rises, so I will see you guys at sunrise. But last night I noticed my tent moved probably 6 or 12 inches or so, so I'm a lot closer to the edge, which is fun. And then also last night it was just constant splashes in the water beneath me. So I'm wondering what that noise was, if it was a shark or if it was a fish, or what exactly is going on down there. This porta potty is once again proving to be my favorite porta potty of all time. Because if I move 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, I just get hit with a very cold wind. But if I stand in front of the porta potty, I stay warm. So make sure you guys thank a porta potty. Whew. Can't really see me, but the sun is finally rising a little bit. Just managed to pack away the tent. The wind was starting to brutalize it a bit, so I had to get it down pretty quick. It was a bit of a ballerina dance because it just wanted to take the tent into the Gulf, so we gotta figure it out though. Still got some other stuff to pack up, but then I think I'm gonna try and get some cool shots of the sunrise. Now I got some now that I have some now that I have some sunrise shots in, probably gonna take a break, read for a little bit, and then get some coffee going. It is coffee time now. Today we have a bean from Black and White Roasters. It's called the Future. It's a pretty funky coffee bean. Has like a really strange but good like orange aftertaste. So we're gonna get that grinded up and cooking here. Yes, coffee is definitely my luxury item I bring. So I bring a heavy hand grinder with me too, but it's the little things that help get you through horrible 4-hour paddles. And coffee is one of those little things. Just grind it up now. And now that we got the water boiling, it's as simple as just pouring it in. Flip the AeroPress over, put it on its cup, and you just press down. Very simple way to make coffee. Gonna just sit out here and read now. I have about an hour till I'll probably need to paddle out. The winds are gonna change in my favor to the east, and I can just ride those back to the boat ramp. It should be a much easier paddle than yesterday. But other than that, just gonna read. I also have my binoculars here, so I've been keeping an eye out for birds. Got to see some cool dolphins eating some fish. But other than that, just taking in this view. It's hard to beat. The saddest time has come. Gotta start packing up the kayak now. The wind should hopefully turn east, which is where I'm paddling, in about 30 minutes, so I'm really hoping this is an easier paddle than yesterday. I must say goodbye to my good friend, the porta potty. He kept me safe this morning and was the only beacon in all the darkness while paddling yesterday. I will miss you, porta potty. Till next time. We are heading out though. Just finished up packing the kayak. I packed it much better than the way here. Because on the way here, I dropped my keys into the water at the boat ramp, so I was a little flustered when trying to leave, so it's much better, and it's just gorgeous out, so should be a much better paddle than yesterday. We're about an hour in right now. Stop for a breakfast / snack break, but it is so much nicer today. Like when I stop, I'm not getting blown back 5 minutes of effort. So this is huge. And also the sun being out makes this paddle so much nicer, because yesterday was so gray and just, you know, definitely top 3 worst paddles yesterday, but today things are looking up. And I'm eating my snack. My will to paddle was broken yesterday. I do not want to paddle anymore, especially with the breeze just slowly inching my way to the boat ramp. It's a struggle to find the motivation to paddle. And it's just so quiet and calming out here. But, gotta paddle. The wind is finally blowing east, which means I get to stand up and be a human sail. I'm actually probably going a little faster than I was paddling yesterday against the wind, so things are looking up for me right now. This is very nice. Just when I thought things were looking up, the wind has basically completely died. The water around me is just all still. Still a little bit, but it's kind of counteracted by the fact that my kayak's dragging through seaweed right now. So, looks like I gotta paddle. We are through this super shallow area. The wind's picked back up, as you can hear, so we'll be there any moment now. Almost back at the boat ramp, so that's gonna wrap up the adventure. Started off crazy with me almost losing my keys, but then it was all worth it with those sunsets, sunrises, and finally seeing those dolphins this morning. Definitely gotta come back out here. I'll catch you guys on the next one.